look blurry all of a sudden. Good morning, creative companions. Welcome. Leaving mirrors. Here we are. Yay. Did you see that full moon last night? That was something. I'm glad you're here. I'm Kim, your constant creative companion, your creative guide. Today we're starting Polishing the Mirror by Ram Dass. Whether you have the book or not is cool. Where you at, Believing Mirrors? Hit me in the comments. Let me know that you're here with me. We're going to be making some jars today. So you'll need a jar, and the supplies are listed, but I'll show you real quick. Some glue, some markers, um, a piece of paper. It can be white paper, it could be lined paper, it could be colored paper, whatever you have. Um, Scissors. We'll need scissors. And I think that's everything. So we will get started in 2 or 3 minutes. We always begin our creative companion gatherings the same way, which is, hi April, with meditation and breathing. And we meditate to come to this moment, to be here now, for the creative process, for this group, for ourselves. We meditate to be here now with ourselves, to be in this body, to be in this moment. That was nice. I decided to make it all colorful for y'all today for our meeting. Creative Companions is about sharing our creative process and our creative selves. This is like a new one I just did. So please, in the comments or on the page, there's an album where you can add your creative projects. I love to see what you're up to. April, can you hear me okay? Hi, Tony. Everybody, can you hear me? I think the lighting's doing some weird stuff today, but we're just going to work with it. It is what it is. So get your supplies together, get comfortable where you are. That's what I'm trying to do. Get comfortable in your seat. We're going to do a couple-minute meditation here to begin. So you can lie down. You're in your own space wherever you are. Get comfy. If you're sitting in a chair, you'll want to sit with your back nice and straight and your feet on the floor. Uncross yourself. If you have your ankles crossed, arms crossed, thinking of your body as energy flowing through. So you don't want anything crossed to be blocking. So, oh, here we have some people on their way, I see. It's been an amazing week. Self-care has been extremely sacred, and luxury, a sense of luxury was experienced by myself this week, and that's been really fun. Hi, are you going to join? Yeah. All right, cool. You can sit wherever you want. Welcome. Okay, good. I'll move some things over here so we can share. Um, so we start with meditation before we start the creative project. So we're going to do that in a few minutes. I'm just waiting for everyone to show up over there at home and here. So I'm glad you're here. Yay, we're going to have fun. All right. It's good to have friends. We'll share scissors because I only have one pair. There's some glue. We'll just put everything right here so we can both reach. I'll leave some markers over here in case your mom sits on that side. Let's get a piece of paper for her. So yeah, just get your things together, get comfortable in your seat as I was saying, and I'll say again, we're going to start in just a few minutes with a brief meditation. And if you've never meditated before, simply, you're just going to focus on your breathing. Think of it as deepening the breath, breathing in deeply through your nose and then out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Kind of seeing your breath as a circle going round and breathing in the good, breathing out the good, Breathing in the good, breathing out the good. You can look at it that way. You're welcome to sit there if you like. You're welcome to sit over here. I kind of have to be here. There's supplies we are sharing. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I love you. Here's a piece of paper. I love all of you. Thank you for showing up. You loved yourself enough to show up. You loved yourself enough to show up to do something fun with yourself today. So I'm so glad you're all here. Hi, Sylvia and April and Donna and Tony. Oh, yay. And all of you who haven't commented yet. And we're going to start in just a few minutes with the meditation. As I was saying, meditating simply to bring presence to the present, to bring ourselves into the moment, into this now, into this body. This is a good place to be. This is a good place to be on a Sunday morning with your creative companions, with your believing mirrors, doing things that feel good, doing things that help us shine brighter. We're going to be polishing our mirrors for the next 8 or 9 weeks. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun ride. So let's go ahead and comfortably in your seat, go ahead and close your eyes. Deepen your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just breathing, simply breathing. Remember that the sounds we hear around us when we're meditating only help us to relax more. We're not irritated in any way. We're only relaxing here and now. Focusing on our breathing, focusing on our breathing. You can bow your head if that feels good to you. Perhaps you turn the corners of your mouth up a little and just give a little smile as you continue to breathe. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Continuing with your eyes closed, continuing to breathe. I'm going to read you a little something from Louise Hay. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete, and yet life is ever changing. There is no beginning and no end, only a constant cycling and recycling of substance and experiences. Life is never stuck or static or stale. For each moment is ever new and fresh. I am one with the very power that created me, and this power has given me the power to create my own circumstances. I rejoice in the knowledge that I have the power of my own mind to use in any way I choose. Every moment of life is a new beginning point as we move from the old. This moment is a new point of beginning for me right here, right now. Take a deep breath with me, y'all. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. Open your eyes. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. Thank you for being in my world. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. So, every week we do a different form of meditation in hopes that one of them will click for you and you'll add it to your daily self-care practice, a time to silence the mind, a time to just let your whole being be at rest. Meditate on your back, lying, and let the earth hold you while you close your eyes and simply be and breathe. The insects and the lizards get interested, the birds too, when you just sit in the forest and breathe. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's a secret, I know. So, there's meditation. Creative Companions, we just finished The Artist Way. Some of you that are here this morning have done The Artist Way with me. This is like our always, our Bible that we go by, that we refer back to. And we'll always be referring to the basic tools described by Julia Cameron in The Artist Way, which are the morning pages, which I encourage you to experiment with that. What the morning pages is having yourself a special little book. And in that special little book, and first thing in the morning, you just write 3 pages of brain drain. There is no right or wrong. That's your book. You write your words, how you write your words. Um, they're for your eyes only. It's your secret little book. It says, this is the conversation that you're having out loud now with yourself. Instead of that conversation just going on in here, you spend time in the morning to let whatever that is in here go here, and it's a magical tool. I'm just saying, it's a magical tool. I've been journaling since my son was born, and his birthday is in tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow he will be 27. Wow, 27 on the 29th. Yeah. So yeah. So for 27 years I've been journaling, and I average 4 to 6 journals a year. So there's a lot of these. It's the conversation with the self. It's the know thyself. As you go to your journal, I encourage, part of what Creative Companions is doing is teaching us to be mindful, mindful of the moment, mindful of ourselves in the moment, mindful of our thoughts then, mindful of what we say, mindful of what we write. So we encourage affirmations. This is one way that we retrain our brains, is by using affirmations. And the one we always start off with in Creative Companions is treating myself as a precious object makes it so. Hey, you all can move to the other side of me if that doesn't work to cast your, yeah, but if that works, there's one on the other side too. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, do what you need to do, as my people here are doing, to be comfortable in your space. So 3 pages, brain drain in the morning. Use some affirmations. Treating myself as a precious object makes it so. I like to write it 3 times. You know, we try, that's Creative Companions. It's about coming here with an open mind and trying some things and trying these things and see if they work. I say magic is afoot all the time. Recognize, realize. So write it down 3 times. There's something about, oh, say it out loud as you write it down. Treating myself as a precious. You're hearing it. You're feeling your hand moving across the page. You're hearing your own voice speak those words that you want to be true for you. I am strong. I am confident. I'm strong. I am confident. I am now highly pleasing to myself. Try saying that out loud. Try writing that down. See if your consciousness allows you to. That was a hard one for me. I am now highly pleasing to myself in the presence of others. Ooh, add that. Add that. But that really helps polish your shine. If you get used to saying that to yourself, and when that social anxiety thing kicks in because you got to go amongst the people, then you can say to yourself, oh, I'm now highly pleasing to myself in the presence of others. That's right. And here I am, showing up all shiny. And then you notice the mirror, the mirror, shiny people, shiny, happy people. Notice shiny, happy people. So the other basic tool that the Artist Way teaches us to use is the artist date. And Mercedes, one of our constant companions, creative companions, recently posted, "Oh, I just figured out what the artist date is." And she said something like, it's doing something your kid self likes to do where you forget about time. Yes. And you go into the flow. It's doing that thing that brings you joy. Swimming in the pool under the moonlight by yourself while you giggle and laugh. There's an artist date. There's an artist date that I got to take. So I'd love to hear about your artist dates and things you're doing. Mercedes saved I believe it was an insect or something, a beetle from drowning, and watched a spider build a web. And that was her artist date where she felt like a child. What do you like to do for fun? What's your favorite fun thing to do? Oh, you got to watch a lizard shed its skin. Nice. And I see you playing a game a lot. What is that game called? Uh, Yeah. Yeah, so playing games with your friends is fun. Artist date is encouraged to go all by yourself, though, and just go play with yourself. Run through the forest, fly a kite, blow bubbles, hula hoop, um, jump on a hula hoop, jump on a trampoline, bubble baths. I love bubble baths. Spin a staff, yes, yes, spin things. So, artist date, I love to hear about in the comments if you took an artist date. This is one that I've really struggled with. If you have children at home, to take an hour to go do something just for fun, we feel like we need to be productive all the time and we got to be accountable for our time and blubbity bloop and we don't have time to play and blah, 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 blah. Painting is an artist date for me. Um, Man, painting has healed my life. Thank goodness I took the time to do it. I found out that I really love doing it. It's a wonderful way to spend my day. It connects me to the world. So, whatever your thing is, that's the other thing we encourage you to do. Whatever that thing is, whatever your creative thing is that calls to you, be it music, be it fire spinning, be it painting, be it coloring, be it charcoal, be it making dots, whatever, be it cooking, gardening, ecstatic dance, whatever it is, do that thing, do that thing, do that thing as often as possible. Make it your practice to do it daily, because guess what? If you do it daily and you make it your practice, the more joyful being you're going to be, and you're going to get good at whatever that thing is. If you practice it every day. Ooh, there's a fun practice. Love yourself in the mirror. Um, go to the mirror and smile. Believe in yourself in the mirror like you all believe in me, and you smile at me when I see you, and I smile at you and I say, I believe in you, I love you. Like, wow. Hey, my friend. He said, hey, my friend, you're amazing. So learn to talk to yourself that way. So these are things we're learning together. On that note, our creative project for this week is going to be we're going to make a good stuff jar. So, whatever size jar you have is going to be your good stuff jar. And this is going to be a jar that you keep by your bedside, let's say, so that you remember every evening to put at least, let's just say, one thing a day. So I like to, where did my posties go? I have some little post-it notes that I can just tear off one a day, but maybe you cut up little pieces of paper. And this part is for after today. But what you're going to do is take one at the end of the day before you go to bed, and this is part of retraining our brain. And one wonderful, beautiful, good thing that happened today. And I like to write the date on my little thing. I'm just going to write the date and say Creative Companions started back up. So you just write a little note on there, something good that happened today. Sometimes it's I managed to get out of bed. Brushed my teeth. I don't know. I don't know. The sun came up. I had the most delicious meal. Or it could be like the most amazing thing with fireworks. So just one thing, Creative Companions started back up. I just want to finish writing that. And then you're just gonna write that down. I'm gonna fold it so my post-it notes don't stick together. And then it goes in your jar. I'm going to put one in the jar every day because we're going to come back to these jars at the end of the book in like 8 or 9 weeks. Okay, so what we're going to do though today is make a fancy schmancy label for our jars. So you're going to take your piece of paper first and cut a shape that you will be able to then stick to your jar. So I'm going to cut mine real quick because I only have one pair of scissors and we're going to share. So I'm just going to make like a wiggly, like a random shape. Remember, part of what we do here in Creative Companions, all of what we do in Creative Companions has absolutely nothing to do with perfection. It has to do with entertaining that child self in there that wants to play. So I cut myself a nice poofy cloud. Here you go. You can use scissors now. And I'm going to see now if my poofy cloud will fit on here pretty good. If I wrap it around later and glue it or tape it, yeah, that's going to work. So see, it doesn't go all the way around, but that's okay. So you're going to cut your shape. You all go ahead and do that. While you're doing that, let's talk a little bit about Ram Dass. So Ram Dass, is breathing. Remember to continue to breathe too. If you get anxious about the creative project or your sensor starts acting up and saying you're doing it wrong or something like that, just go back to your breath. Just pause for a second and just breathe. We're never in a hurry here. No hurry, no worry is part of the game, slowing us down. So Ram Dass published a book in 1971 called Be Here Now. Might have heard of that. So Woodstock was over. The big party woke up the morning after smelling the coffee and needing to get on with it and laying the foundations for real change. Richard Alpert was his name when he was working with Timothy Leary at Harvard. Harvard fired both of them in 1963. In 1966, which was the year I was born, still Richard Alpert, the consummate psychedelic psychologist, went to India. He returned as Ram Dass, a Western yogi, and soon became a Johnny Appleseed of Eastern spirituality throughout the West. Ram Dass went on the road from the 1970 to 72 lecturing about the things he had learned. Over and over, it conveyed with humor and stories a shift from the Western achievement model of making things happen and just doing it to quieting the mind and being in the moment, being present and attentive and loving, just being. And from his talk, some spiritual seeds sprouted. Thousands of people got the message and changed their lives in response. He published a first printing of Be Here Now, was produced at a commune of graphic artists in the mountains of northern New Mexico and printed on brown wrapping paper. It was more graphic novel and artwork than text. So the language he was using didn't have a whole lot to do with words. Just being here now. It caught on. It was like a pebble dropped into the cultural pool of consciousness, and it continues to ripple out. Which, caca, we're continuing the ripple. Yeah. So let's see what we're going to do next on here. So we're going to give our piece of paper a title. What is our jar going to be called? I like to call mine the good stuff jar. So I just like to write on here good stuff. Because we're going to write and decorate our label the whole rest of the time I talk. So, take your time thinking about for just a minute, what kind of writing do you want to do? What words do you want to put on there? Does anybody have any other ideas besides good stuff? Precious moments. Awesome things. The joy of my heart. The joy of the day. The joy of my heart. Yeah, so whatever color you want to write it in, you could do. You can put that hat on, yeah. It's really tight on me. See the picture. It's really tight. Oh, yeah. That, good. All right, so you could write it with bubble letters, and then fill those letters in. You could write it really small and then keep going around it and around it and around it with different colors till that gets big. I'm just giving you ideas. Just have fun and make this label while I chatter on about Ram Dass and being here now. Hmm. Be here now shifted our point of view from whatever we thought was going on to seeing life as a spiritual journey. He says, now that you've seen the light, this is how to live in it, simply. The process of clearing our mind's fields of clutter and attachment in order to just be here now is complex and daunting. It's a multi-level game. Indeed it is, and we keep leveling up. That's what we do. Yeah. So in keeping with these many levels of mind and emotion, the image of polishing the mirror is a multi-dimensional metaphor. Consciousness itself is a hall of mirrors. The key quality of the human soul is the ability to reflect on its own existence. Self-reflection, introspection, self-inquiry, whatever we call it, takes us through many layers of the onion of our inner being, from our most mundane, recursive thoughts to exalted states of pure awareness and unconditional love, of oneness. This internal reflection can also be seen as a process of witnessing, or simply observing our own actions, thoughts, and emotions with an attitude of tolerance and love. Witnessing helps us to detach from the external phenomena and sensory experiences, as well as from our mental narratives, our personal storylines that so thoroughly occupy our attention. Witnessing subtly shifts how we identify ourselves. From being the star of our own show, we become an affectionate observer of the play and everyone's star in their show, and we witness one another and become the affectionate observer of play. I have said many times, there's nothing more interesting you're going to observe in this lifetime than your own life, your own self, your own process, your own growth, how you do the thing of living. As the veils of a, this is and what I'm reading to you now actually is written in love by Rameshwar Das, not Ram Dass. Rameshwar Das is writing this part called the fast forward of the book. And here he says, as the veils of illusion begin to become more transparent, as we recognize the limitation of identifying solely with thoughts and experiences with so-called objective reality, we begin to reflect a pure state of being, removing the dust of impurities and attachments from the mirror of our heart mind, also the light of the spirit to be reflected. Oh boy. I'm going to read that again.
Yes, please.
Okay. Removing the dust of impurities and attachments from the inner mirror of our heart mind allows the light of the spirit to be reflected. As the layers become more transparent, the light shines through us and we begin to dwell in a less content-laden, ever clearer state of awareness. Awareness in the heart flowers into love, compassion, and wisdom. Polishing the mirror, this process of reflecting on ourselves by witnessing and by bringing our external life into harmony with our true being, resolves when we identify fully with our soul. And these layers of being merge in our spiritual heart. Bumpity bump. Oh, in our spiritual heart. This is what my friend over here has done so far, Chandra.
like literally just finished that part.
Spinning from
Instant
her
heart.
spiritual heart. Green liquid light love healing. So this book of Ram Dass's teachings is a toolkit to quiet the mind, open the heart, and enter into oneness. These teachings offer practical ways to be here now. Think of this book as a travel guide for the path to nowhere. Now here, she said it too, she knows. Now here, nowhere. A how-to guide for finding that precious sense of inner peace. These methods are simple. The path is subtle. We are so close, just a thought away. Only you can know for yourself if polishing the mirror is working. You'll know if you become quieter inside, more loving and compassionate, more peaceful and present, more content with your life. As with any kind of inner work, there are endless opportunities for self-deception. The ego effortlessly morphs into a new spiritual ego. Ooh, wow, look at me. I'm getting really spiritual over here. Ram Dass, with his humor and his honesty about his own path and its pitfalls, is a good model. May we treat ourselves with a degree of compassion and patience equal to his, and not take ourselves too seriously. There is, after all, nothing to be accomplished. We're just allowing ourselves to be. That's all we're doing. We're just allowing ourselves to be here now, which brings us to that. Take a deep breath. Whatever you're doing, take a deep breath. Maybe take another one, even deeper. Check yourself. Are you here now, present? Is your little mind thinking thoughts, or are you just here coloring? So, introduction to be here now. I'm going to pause for just one moment of silence and write something on my bubble, on my cloud. Being here now sounds simple. It's the inner work of a lifetime. For me personally, Kim Keffer, that's my name right now. For me, being here now became a daily goal as I dealt with my tendencies towards PTSD and disassociating, and having the realization and awareness that, ooh, I'm often not even here now. I'm off some other time and place, and um, it's a vulnerable place to be. To be here now and be aware is much safer for me. So my awareness wants to stay in the present moment. So many exercises, many things in my toolkit that I use to help me stay in the present moment. I had a strong emotion yesterday. I didn't want it, and it wasn't accurate anyway. But it was strong and it was trying to take me over, and I didn't want it. No. And so, what can I do for myself? Because the tendency is, and I was going to do it, and I did it a little, was to put it on someone else, this feeling, and project it out. Ah, no. So I took myself for a walk and a sit down and a meditation in the woods. That's one of the things in my toolkit. 20-minute walk solves a lot. Yeah. Being here now sounds simple, but these three words contain inner work for a lifetime. To live in the here and now is to have no regrets about the past, no worries or expectations for the future. To be fully present in each moment of existence is to live in total contentment and peace and love. To enter into this presence is to reside in a different state of being, in a timeless moment, in the eternal present. Once you touch this pure state of being, You can never completely forget it, and that's a great thing. You begin to see how your thoughts keep carrying you away from being in the moment. But being is always here. The moment is always here. It's never more than a non-thought away. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to think about. Just be here now. You know how when people comfort another, they often say, they're there, they're there. I recommend you change that to here, 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 here now, here, here now. Are you okay in this moment? Do you need a drink of water? Come here now. Because when you're emotional and you're taken over by your emotions, you're not here now. And sometimes we need a believing mirror, one of our friends, to come call us back to now.
No, you can get taken in an undertow and
Uh-huh.
emotions, and then underneath an emotion, and sweep you right under.
And believe me, when you become aware of it in yourself, then you can see it in those around you. You can see when one of your loves is not here now. And so simply, here now, take a drink of water. Helps. When our thinking mind subsides, I'm reading now, what we might call our heart mind takes over. And we can begin to live in love. Oh, wow. This return to oneness, to the simplicity of just being, of unconditional love, is what we all long for, what all life longs for. This unified state is the real yoga, union, unity. Perhaps this book will provide a new perspective from which you can view your life. This is Ram Dass talking. I hope you find living from this perspective a more meaningful and transcendent way of being in the world. To be more fully present with ourselves and other beings is to focus on what is truly important in life. And by doing so, we become more conscious and loving. Next, he says, practice makes perfect. And that's what we're talking about right now. We're practicing just letting our artist self express on this label that we're making. And then we can practice loving kindness towards ourselves. And then it just automatically makes it easy to do it to others, to be lovingly kind. Practice looking for the good stuff. Look out for the good is one of my things I like to say, like when I'm parting ways with a friend. See you later. Look out for the good. I believe in the good things coming. I cannot escape the good things coming my way, nor would I want to. The good is always available. I learned that first through a assignment I was giving in photography when I was in college at my first year in school. We were given the assignment to have our camera with us wherever we went. Wherever we went that next week, have your camera with you. You find yourself on the bus sitting, you're waiting in line at the grocery store, or you're walking through the hood, or whatever you're doing. Pause, look for the good, look for the beautiful thing, find it, take a photo. So, I found myself in an alley full of trash, dumpsters, overflowing. Took one of my all-time favorite photographs because it was just the way the light was kissing the dumpster that made it so beautiful. Like the sunlight was just kissing on the top of the trash. And, so one man's treasure is another man's trash and all that. So, and then we can practice looking for the good in ourselves. We so often spend our time beating ourselves up, telling ourselves what's wrong with us. What if we started by telling ourselves what's right with us? What am I good at? What am I good at? Oh, I'm good at coloring, and I'll sit here and color today because that's fun. I'm good at planting flowers, so I'll do that a bunch because that brings color. Whatever it is, practice makes perfect.
You want to come help me plant in the community garden? I have some plants.
It's likely, yes. For most of us, it's helpful to set aside some time in each day to devote to our practice of reading the book and processing what we read each week. Consider this your time to explore your own inner being, to find more meaning in this life. Yeah, come back to an innate compassionate quality of our heart, and to our intuitive wisdom. Know, find that place where you know that you know that you know. And you're not knowing, you know. You know. You always know one thing you could do to feel better in the moment. Start there. Do that thing. Try the practices of self-reflection, opening the spiritual heart, selfless service, see what fits. Then take a look in the mirror and see who you are now and what works for you. Each of us has our own path to follow. You have to listen to your own path. And tell you a story about my grandpa. My pap used to talk to me at the end of the driveway because I could walk there when I was like 3 and 4 because we could see his driveway from my driveway. So I would walk over to talk to my pap at the end of the driveway. And I was probably a preteen at this time, and I was really struggling with the interpersonal thing with some of my friends at school, and I was very upset about it. And I was talking and I was crying to pap and asking him what to do. And he said, Kimmy, I want you to go out and do the right thing. Go and do the right thing. And you know what that is because you always know what the right thing for you is. So go do the right thing. Now, I'm telling you, it's not the easiest thing. It usually isn't. But you go and do the right thing, and then you come back here and tell me how you feel about yourself, okay? Man, that was like that's the best advice. I did that. I did. I went and did the right thing, and it was hard to do. But then I was so proud of myself and able to go back to my pap, who I love so much, and say, I did the thing and I did this. And yes, yes. And now I can go to the mirror and myself and say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. I did the thing. I did the right thing. I did the next right thing. So each of us has our own path to follow where that is concerned. You can't imitate someone else's trip. You can't dictate to someone else what the next right thing is. Nope. Each of us is on our own individual path. And as I've said about this Creative Companions, though, this is a group thing that we do as a group. Maybe some of you are sitting in your home with other people, whether there's other people in your physical presence or not. It's a very individual thing that we're talking about. It's your own personal process. Um, share as much or as little with the other creative companions in the comments as you like. We're all just walking each other home. And that's what this book is about. Walking each other home. And in this case, polishing each other's shine. We don't need to think about the past. Just be here now. Did you do it for a second? Did you just be here now? Okay, don't think about the future. Just be here now. Are you here now?
Always, really.
Good. Are you thinking about anything?
The heart.
The heart. And it's green. And it's green. And good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. What if you sat and just wrote good stuff, 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 good stuff? Do you think you'd attract good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff? What if that was your mantra? Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff.
Out of the mouth, the heart speaks.
Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. Yes, yes. So I think this polishing the mirror is going to be a great practice for us.
Well, speaking to the ether programs the water.
Right.
The water that's in the air, the water that's around us. This is how like your reputation precedes you because you're speaking into and over your.
I hope we can hear Chandra's voice, what she's saying there. But yes, we are programming the waters around us, in the air, everything. Would you say the ethers with our words?
And brothers and sisters.
And what'd you say?
I'm speaking to you, like
yes,
encouragement,
yes,
our countenance.
Yes, yes, yes. So kind, loving words to ourselves and therefore to others, and breeds more of the same and continues on as shiny, shiny light. Mm. Shiny, happy people. Shiny, happy people. Here, the simple truth is, this is what Ram says. I kept hoping to get esoteric teachings from Maharishi, which was his guru. But when I asked him, how can I become enlightened? He said things like, love everybody, serve everybody, feed people. When I asked him, how can I know God? He said, the best form to worship God is in all forms. God's in everything. These simple teachings to love, to serve, and remember became the guideposts of my life. So that's where Ram's coming from.
Do you know love, the etymology of love?
My good stuff stuck to my arm.
Charity. When you look up the root word of what love is
Mhm.
in the Bible, it means charity.
There you have it. There you have it. Oh, now what we're gonna do with these labels. Oh, you put it inside. Can I show it? So Logan put his label inside and wrapped it on the inside of the jar. No glue or tape necessary. He has trees with lights and a sun, and he called it the love jar. I love love.
I love love.
I love love. So here, mine's coming along. You may color on this all day if you like. I'm going to read you just a little more of what Ram has to say here in the intro. He says, being in the moment, at ease with whatever comes one's way, becomes contentment. This practice allows me to be present, to love and serve others, and to express unconditional love in the world. When you are fully in the moment, this moment is all there is. It feels like time slows down. When your mind is quiet, you enter into the flow of love, and you just flow from one moment to the next as naturally as breathing. Whatever arises, I embrace it with love in the moment. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to add that to my affirmations. Whatever arises, I embrace it with love in the moment. This is my practice of polishing the mirror to reflect Maharishi's love. This says wrong. In this moment, there is just awareness and love. In this moment, there is just awareness and love. If someone asks me how to get into their heart, I give them this practice. Just tell yourself, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. In India, when people meet and part, they say namaste, which means I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the place in you of love, of light, of truth, of peace. I honor the place in you where if you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. Namaste. Ram Dass. Maui, August 2013. Wow, that's nice. So that's what namaste means. And I am the one. My grandpa, same one at the end of the driveway, always said that. I had no idea what he meant, but he always said, Kimmy Sue, you're the one. You're the one. Just keep going forward. Keep shining your light. You're the one. That thought alone has lit me up. My birthday is December 1st, so maybe that's why he called me the one. But maybe he saw. Yeah, so the good stuff label. When you get your label done, you can affix it to the outside of your jar if you like, or you can do like Logan did, and if it fits inside and wraps that way, do it that way. And you can use glue or clear tape, whatever works for you. You could add glitter, however much you want to bling up your label. And then when your good stuff jar is ready and you're going to sit it there on your nightstand, would you please take a picture of it and post it so we can see everybody's good stuff jars? And then let's make a commitment to make it a practice of adding one thing to our good stuff jar every evening before we go to bed. So we're going to be reading this week, chapter 1, Polishing the Mirror. And, perhaps like I do, color that part in, make your book your own. Maybe you highlight or underline things that really resonate or that you want to talk about next week and make this a conversation. And we'll be reading chapter 1. I encourage you to go on an artist date this week, 1 hour scheduled for alone time with you and your artist to do something fun, even creative, something that brings you joy, something that makes time stand still. And I've suggested in the past, set a timer. We tend to be jip ourselves. We tend to be stingy with ourselves. A whole hour can seem like a whole long time to someone who's not used to playing and taking time for ourselves. So, in this instant, make sure you spend that whole hour and spin in circles till you crack up laughing. That's always a fun one. Also, the morning pages, give that a try if you like. No right or wrong. Just write 3 pages and close the book and get on with your day. um, Program a great day for yourself. And then read chapter 1. I encourage you to read the chapter as early in the week as you possibly can get to it, so you have all week to kind of chew on it before we come together again. I have no idea what next week's creative project will be, so I will be posting about that. Invite your friends to join the group. It is a private group so that we all feel comfortable to share our art in the albums and such, and know that other creatives and other people on the same path, like-minded people, will be there looking at your work. I do share the live feeds, and they only show me on my YouTube channel. So, for instance, the Artist Way whole series is on the YouTube channel now. So if you'd like to go and look at the Artist Way, or you have a friend who missed it and would like to go see it, it's Art by Kim Keffer on YouTube. I have a website now too. Everything's Art by Kim Keffer. I have Pinterest. I have Instagram. I have the things. I don't know a lot about them, and I have help doing those. Oh, yes. So here's one of the labels that Chandra did. Lovely, lovely. I'm going to work on mine for a while. See, that's what I got so far. But the Good Stuff jar really is a fun thing, and I've done them for a year before. We're going to just do this one for the duration of the book together, but maybe you'll decide to continue it as well. So, what time we got? 52. Thank you for being here. It's such an honor to be continuing Creative Companions together, for Creative Companions to be growing together. Um, yeah, my heart's opening. I feel myself growing more and more and more and more. I love you all so much. Love yourselves more. Love yourself more this week than you did last week. Make beautiful things. Share them with us. We want to see. Okay. And next week is Easter. So I am going to take next week off again. So we have 2 weeks to read chapter 1. And 2 weeks to be on our own. That gives us plenty of time to get the book if we haven't gotten it yet. So I believe the date will be April 11th when we meet again, which is in perfect alignment. 2 autonomous ones walking through the world side by side. Yes, all is well, my friends. Those L's are ones too, which make 11s in the affirmation. All is well. I'm just rambling while I find the end live video button. I love you. Caw. Love yourself more.